In today's session, I'm going to take you through how I use MediaStore Plus in my application. So in my application, I'm able to take a picture or video, then I'll be able to save it onto the phone storage, not inside the app, onto the phone storage. And I am also able to read from the phone storage within the application and perform a delete on it. So with the MediaStore Plus, it gives you the access to read and write operations in every Android version through Flutter. So to use it, you just have to first import your package. After importing the package, there are some permissions that you need to add inside your manifest. So when you come to the Android manifest here, these are the permissions required. Okay, so you have to add these permissions and you can see them here. You just put these ones inside your manifest. Okay, then there is this one here, request legacy external storage. So this one is also needed. You put this one inside also. So this is what you put inside your Android manifest. So now after that's done, you come back to your initialization. Okay, so you have to initialize first the MediaStore. Okay, the MediaStore package. So initialize before calling any methods. Call this method to get a platform SDK to initialize. It should be called only once. So I'm doing this inside my main.dat. Okay, so here it is being initialized. Then after that, I do the permissions. Okay, so here I'm asking permission for the storage, photo, audio, videos. So you can see the differentiations here. When you come here, level 32 until API level 32. Okay, this one is for 29. So there are different permissions based on the API level. So this is also 33. Okay, so then you have to wait for the permission. Okay, the request permission. So here, if permission the permissions here is not empty, we are going to have, if the permissions that we requested, okay, the permissions that we requested turns out not to be empty, then we can now create a folder where we will put our items in. So here you create the photos that pictures or videos that you're going to take will be in a dedicated folder, but because it is saved on the phone storage, it can now be seen within your gallery. Okay, it cannot be seen within your gallery. So we can look at how I did it. I'll show you the video of how I did it. So after we doing these stuffs here, very short one, this is what you need here. Okay, so after this, then we go to the implementation. Okay, so my implementation, I'm saving and deleting. Okay, so here, this is my stuff file. So with this stuff file here, what I'm basically doing is saving the file. Okay, so MediaStore plugin dot. So this is the instance. Okay, so this is the instance that I created. Okay, so now I'm saying MediaStore plugin.save. So this save has some properties. 3 of them are required. So the temp file path, the directory type, then the directory name. So the directory type has these types. So we have the values, we have audio, download, photo, and video. So based on your need, you choose which. I use just the photo and the video in this application. Okay, so you put your file, the type here. I'm using an object. I've created a separate object, so that is what you are seeing, the temp file. Okay, so that's how I'm using it here. So that is how I am using it here. So if you're not using a particular object, you can just put in here directory dot either video or audio. Okay, so then the directory name. So I'm using type dot default. So this is the input one. So file the directory type. So we can say, let's assume it's directory type dot audio. Then we can say default. Okay, so the default name here. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so that is how you can use the MediaStore to store the file on your app, mobile phone, or the user's system, like the user's mobile phone. Okay, so now let's look at how we can read. This is how I'm reading. Okay, so this is how I'm getting the file. So I'm using get file path from URL. There are different options to get. Okay, so get file URL. You also have get documentary, get. So based on your need, what you need at the moment. Okay, so there are other methods that you can also look at. A lot of them here. And that is file exist, file URL exist. Okay, so I'm using get file path from URL. Okay, so this one, for me, I'm saving the metadata of the file that I capture within the local storage of the application. That's I'm using Hive to save those metadata. So with the metadata I store, I can now have access to the file path. So this file path is coming from the metadata that I've stored within my application. So I'll use that one to read from the phone storage. Okay, so based on your need, you might not use file path from URL. You might use different ones. So this is how I'm reading from the application. Okay, so it's not that difficult. It's very simple. It's very simple to use. So you'll be able to read and write. So when you come back to this side, you can see how I am deleting. Let me go to how. So this is to store. So we've seen how to store and how to read it. So when it comes to here, so you can see how we are deleting. So I'm getting the file here just like we did in the get store file. Get file. So I'm getting the file here. Then I'm checking if it exists. Okay, if it exists. So with this file exists, you can also use the one property from this MediaStore plugin. So you can see this file exists. Okay, so whichever way you want to go. Okay, so when you come here, you can see delete file using URL. Okay, delete file using URL. So I'm able to save it, read it, and delete from the phone storage. Okay, not read it. Not that the app is within the application, the file is within the application. The file is stored on the phone storage, but I'm still able to delete from my Flutter application, or because I'm using MediaStore Plus. Okay, so this is a MediaStore Plus, but the name, the still object I'm calling MediaStore. So this is MediaStore, but on public dev, it's MediaStore Plus. That's the package. Okay, so there are also some issue that I came across that I want to share with you. So with the MediaStore package, I realized that when I bought APK, it was returning like the reading the from the application. If I'm reading from the phone storage, it was always returning now. So based on my search, this hot the finders are the findings. Say that App 8 program strips out classes used by reflection or platform channels. So these classes are needed for Flutter plugins to pass data between native Android code and that. And ChatGPT was also saying that this bot tool here, sometimes they see some methods that it thinks it's not in use. I don't know how that makes sense, but it thinks it is not in use, so they just strips off those methods. Okay, so though in debug mode it will be working, but on the board that APK or release, it will not work. So this is the reason. Okay, this is the cause, and these are the fixes. Okay, so I'll leave this in the description so that in case you come out across it, like you find the same error, you can now use this to fix your error. Okay, so for me, I actually faced this, and there's a solution that worked for me. So I will leave this in the description. And this particular application too is released on the Play Store, so as a Google Play Store. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. Please do go to check it in a test mode so that you can give me your feedback. A very quick one. You do your initializations, okay, which is very simple here. Very simple here. Then, before that, you should have your permissions within your manifest. Okay. After that, you can, since you're able to read and write, so you should be able to store your file, which is to use this method. Okay, this process to store your file. Then you can also delete it using this process. We get them and check if it exists. If it exists, we delete it. So this one is different. This one is deleting from my local storage, that's the high local storage. So this is the deletion we are doing here. You can delete the file from the phone storage. We can also get the file from the phone storage, still from the phone storage. So the MediaStore Plus package is quite a good thing to use depending on what you need. I think there are other packages that offer something similar, but based on my need and I say this one was okay for me to use. So at this point, if the video has really helped you, please do what you like and let me know what you are using and what do you think to be the best one to use. I know there's no better one out there, just one that works. Okay, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do want to push me by hitting on the subscribe button and putting on some post notifications so that every time I post you can get an update. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.